Alright, everybody. Just woke up. Tired, but got that little nap in. I'm going to make... I made a video earlier. I'm going to edit it real quick, and I'll get it put out. But this video is going to be specifically about... let me show you real quick what we're dealing with. Okay, so... This morning, I forget what time it was. It was like 3... I woke up because it was raining. It was like 30 degrees in the room. Had to close the window, right? But I want to show you something, okay? So, like I said, I don't remember what I was dreaming about, but I woke up and I was like, I need to make a video about this, right? So, one of the things that is very important, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a police officer, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a judge, right? Like, this is one of the important things that you need in order to be able to prove that, like, let's say this big business that has been messing with us for the last year and refuses to do anything about it, right? They're now stalling like crazy. So this is specifically for them. Like, in order to prove a crime, we must be able to establish 3 key elements, okay? So there's the defendant's criminal act. That's called actus reus, right? You don't have to remember that, but it's just the defendant's criminal act, right? So in this example, identity theft, that's the criminal act. The fact that you willingly, knowingly stole something, and then you willingly, knowingly kept it against our protests, and then you willingly and knowingly wrote it down on a piece of paper and converted it into your property, right? See, that's the criminal act. Right now, the criminal intent is to defraud us of our property, right? And you have multiple reasons why, but very basically, you sell and share all of the information that you gather and collect to 16 different agencies, right? So whether you sell it for $1, $100, $1,500 per profile, right? Like, whatever you sell it for a profit. You share it with others for a profit. That's what covers my criminal intent for all of these cases. Like, just that right there, just the fact that you can make a profit selling our information, right? You profile us, which is illegal, and then you illegally sell that profile, right? So, and then the third part, the occurrence of these 2 elements must happen at the same time. So again, you saw that you had an opportunity to steal our stuff and build a profile off of it, so then you could go and then sell it to the 16 different agencies, and you took advantage of that. You did that to me last year, and then you... All right, so let me, I got to go into here. So I want you guys to start clicking on the links here and watching the videos. A couple of you have been doing that. I appreciate you. Right, I really do. But I need for all of you to do that, okay? Not just some of you, but all of you, okay? Now, give me 1 second, okay? Sorry, I got just a tank top on. I'm freezing. I gotta go get a sweater on. Let me click into here real quick. I gotta actually find the part I want for you. It's a specific part. So hold on. Or actually, let me put it up on this phone. It might be a little bit easier to show you. Hold on. Alright, so thank you, everybody. Over on my channel, let's see. I'm gonna go to... Oh, actually, it's right there. The For You Civil and Criminal Conversion Defined. Looks like 4 or 5 of you have viewed it, which is awesome. I'm gonna click into it so far, and let's see, 6 views. Let's see, not bad. So far we've discussed Article 6 of the Constitution, which protects us because it states that it's the Supremacy Clause, and that there's no law above federal law, right? Article 4, Clause 2, Section 1 of the Constitution protects us while we travel because we specifically are vacationing here, and that's what we were doing when we had the crimes committed against us. So we're protected by both federal law and then state law, and then because we are from Colorado, we are protected by both Colorado and Idaho law. So the home company is based out of Montana, and they try to say that, oh, you're going to play by Montana rules, and you're going to come to court here on Montana, and you're going to speak to a Montana judge, and, you know, like, all of our friends that we pay for, you're going to come and speak over here, right? Like, no, right, I'm not trying to disappear, thank you, right? 18 U.S. Code 245B2 list of protected rights, which states very clearly everything that we were doing was a protected right, from us trying to file a complaint, which is a First Amendment protected right, and then us trying to record in public, which is a First Amendment right, and then us trying to record a crime in progress, which is a First Amendment right,
And then, you know, there's, like I said, there's a whole bunch of rights that were violated, but all of these things were protected rights. So, when on each separate instance, day one, a cashier, a supervisor, a manager, HR, right? Like, all the 4 or 5 different people that we spoke with, they all denied us our rights in the same exact way, and they all try to say, "Oh, it's store policy." No, that's what we'll do. This video, I'm gonna read verbatim the store policies, okay? But this is just the videos that this is what we've discussed so far in the video. Let me 1 second. I gotta find something for you, okay? Hold on. That's amazing. I basically found it like right away. So let me move my face over here. We're gonna listen to. Okay, but let me read this important note. So after all policies are hidden, it says that you intentionally sell or share any information you collect to any of these people without our consent or knowledge. So these are the that you sell to. So service providers, this is on your policy, by the way. I didn't come up with this. You stated this very clearly on your privacy policy, terms of use, and photography policies, okay? But you sell and share information to service providers. So that could be one, it could be 100. It could be one person with each service provider, or it could be dozens or hundreds. Does that make sense? It's not just one person, right? Because all of these things have an S at the end. That means that it's sent to multiple people, which means I get to charge you for no less than two separate charges for each of these violations. So service providers, multiple. Okay, next one, product manufacturers. Hold next on. One, extended. So I was trying to pull up, I was going to go to the website and pull up their privacy policy specifically because in the cease and desist letter that they sent me, it states very specifically that, oh man, I got to screenshot this and I have to blur out the business name, right? But this is coming from a safety checker, right? Like, okay, this is not from me. Your connection is not private. Attackers might be trying to steal your information from the company's name, for example, passwords, messages, or credit cards. Learn more. Network error certificate authority invalid, right? So this is a third party trying to let me know that this website is not safe, right? Like I said, I will put the screenshot over with the business name covered. However, I'm going to have to go back into my screenshots now from the incident, and I'm going to have to look at it that way. The problem is I think it's on this phone, so I'm going to have to send it to my other phone. So give me just a minute to do that. I'm going to have to pause it. I apologize. Let me finish playing this real quick, folks, because we're going through the list of providers. I am so sorry for the interruption. Warranty providers, joint marketing partners is the next one. Next one is financial service companies. Think of all the employees who work for those companies who have to have access to our stuff because they have to process stuff now, right? So all of our financial information, our driver's license, our where we live, right? All of this illegally profiled information is now out there for the world to see, right? So let's see. The next one, after financial service companies, the next one is advisors. The next one after that is consultants. The next one, law enforcement. So again, privacy policy violations like crazy, but right here you're now you're selling and sharing our illegally profiled information, right, which is a felony. You can't profile, but you're selling the profile to law enforcement. It is a known fact that law enforcement cannot profile people. That is illegal. It is felonious activity. That is literally racism defined. You are not allowed to commit a hate crime, and that is specifically what you're doing by doing your law enforcement. There. Oh. There's public and government authorities. So that means attorneys, freaking the city mayor, the freaking chief of police, right? All kinds of people who have no right to any of this. All these people now have this information illegally, right? So, and others is what it says. So there's others that aren't even listed right there. So, and then after that, you say affiliates with an S. So there's multiple there. After that, subsidiaries, which is multiple. So there's a bunch of people there. And then after that, advertising partners. After that, marketing companies. After that, and successors to all or part of our business. So if... Okay, so those are all the people that they share it with. Now, there's an S at the end of everyone. So it could be 2 people. It could be 1,000 people. All of these are companies, though. So it's going to be several people are going to have ownership of our property now because it was illegally sold to these companies. So it's going to be in their databases. Multiple people are going to get a look through it, right? For whatever reason, whatever they use it for, right? Like if it's an insurance company, oh, hey, I have all these profile people. It says this is this person, right? Like I'm just going to use a random profile now. Like that person over there. Oh, I have this thing right here. Hold on, right? Okay. So this yellow block that I used to support my neck, right, that I got from the chiropractor's office, right? Like let's say that represents a jaundiced person, okay? Like they have I don't know, like they're some kind of ill, right? But they're very jaundiced, okay? So just pick a nationality, right? That's yellow. Oh, okay. I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but we'll just say Asian, okay? We'll say Asians are yellow in this scenario, and for this one it's a Asian male, is pulling up in the profile, 50 years of age, let's see, slight belly on him, right? Like this is the head up here, this is his belly right here, right? He got a little bit of a pot belly, right? Like, so accumulated fat, right? An insurance company is going to look at the profile that's given, right, based off of that, see that this Asian male's overweight, right, and they're going to charge extra for the policies, right, like that they would offer for something, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, that's just if it's an insurance company. Again, right now, again, this information was profiled illegally and sold to the company illegally. That company doesn't have any right to own that, but I'm just using it as a specific example. The people who own the company, they own the property now. All of their employees, like if an employee is told to, hey, go through this person's profile and tell me everything that's in it, right? Like submit a report. Guess what? Another person's going to have access to it. If that person gets fired, guess what? Another person comes along. They're going to have to do the job. Another person has access to your, right? Like, does that make sense? You know, morning schedule is going to have access to it. Night schedule is going to have access to it, right? Like, I don't work on Mondays and Tuesdays, so, you know, there's going to be a different person in here on Mondays and Tuesdays to access this, then, right? Like, does that make sense? Like, a whole bunch of people are going to have access to this now, and that's just with one company, because they sell it to multiple, right? Multiple providers. I made sure to emphasize the s at the end, right? I was being facetious. Yes, I was. But, right? Know your rights. They can't do this. Now, let me send the picture over here. Let me edit that one picture on this phone, so that way I can show you. Hold on. Okay, let me hit play for you real quick. Right, so your connection is not private. Attackers might be trying to steal your information from blah blah blah. For example, passwords, messages, or credit cards. Learn more. Right, so this was taken at 9:45. Right, let's see what time it is now. Hold on. 9:55, so 10 minutes ago. All right, everybody. I got the stuff pulled up on my other phone. This is specifically from the company policy, right? So this is public. You can look it up, but I just showed you how it states very specifically that they are trying to steal from you. You need to be careful. Maybe you should not go to the website, okay? That's not me. That's a third party letting us know, okay? That's what you just saw on screen. Now, if you were to go and click on their website privacy policy, it's going to state very specifically, and there's a lot that I have to omit, so please be patient with me. This is a very long paragraph. Hold on. Oops. I need to click out of this. I can't with one. Let me see. Can I scroll? Oh, I can't. Cool. I can just slide left and right. So, the first big paragraph is a warning. It states that our company and its affiliates, so they state the company name, we are, or us, are committed to respecting your privacy. Lies. This privacy policy applies to information, including personal information that we collect, one, via any of our websites. So, again, the thing that you just stated, that you just saw, where they're going to steal from you, they do it on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different websites. Okay, so that's just websites, and then mobile applications. So if you go on your computer and you access it, or if you go on your phone and use the app, right? Any emails, any it also says applications outside of that. I don't understand what that would be, but products or services, including any we make available via third-party platforms or websites, including social media platforms, because we'll find out in a different video. I might just do it now, actually. Yeah, well, this is just gonna be a long video. I apologize, everyone, but get ready, okay? Including social media platforms, including when you use, access, download, install, or otherwise interact with any of the foregoing. Okay, so 2, when you interact with us, including customer services or in our stores. So again, it doesn't matter if it's on the website or in person, if you're interacting with us or our customer service agents. Okay. 3, when you participate in our promotions, loyalty programs, customer research or surveys. It says 1 to 3 collectively services, or 4 from third parties. For information about our processing of personal information regarding job candidates, please see our job applicant privacy policy. Okay, so that's a completely separate policy. Okay, so if we go to the next screenshot I've got, this is again all pulled specifically from their website. It's taken 9:35 at the time that I screenshot this, right? So it was yeah. Let's see. So there it is again. For information about our processing of personal information regarding job candidates, please see our job applicant privacy policy. So from where we left off, please, this is the next part. This is what I told you verbatim. They tell you on your website, please read this privacy policy carefully, as it will tell you, right? So again, it will tell you what information we collect about you and your use of our services, how we collect, use, share, and protect your information. They don't. They sell and share it. They are very clear about that. Right? Protecting the information is you delete it right now and you don't take it ever again. Like that's how you protect it. It's not yours in the first place, so don't touch it. Right? The third bubble, the choices you have regarding your information, because again, what my other videos stated, it's our privacy policy choices. It's written in their privacy policy that you have these rights, and they denied us all these rights. And other policies and procedures regarding our handling of your information. Now, by accessing, using, or otherwise interacting with any of our services, so that means on website, on a mobile app, in person, right? You agree that you fully understand and consent to this privacy policy and all other terms relevant to your use of any of our services, including our terms of use available at, and it gives their other website page, because this is all publicly available and we are supposed to be able to look at it and read it upon request. You're supposed to have this visually available so that way people can read it in store, because not everyone has access to a phone or internet. You pompous sons up. Like, first world problems, right? Like the fact that you think that up in your high tout, right? Like there are other people who are not doing as well as you. That's why when I say you pompous ass, right? Like you look down on people. All my videos show that. Okay, so when you have the audacity to tell me that we don't believe that there was anything done, however, we did make some changes based off of your interaction, right? Like, and you know, there's other parts where you go and you incriminate your clients without meaning to, but you admit to guilt at least 3 or 4 times in there, and then you bully me and tell me I can't come back into any of the locations, I can't talk with any of the people, right? You're violating all those rights of mine, right? But right, like we're supposed to have these rights according to the privacy policy, terms of use, photography policy, but yeah, no, that's okay. This is just the privacy policy. We'll go over the terms of use and the photography policy in a different video, because I got lots to say about that, right? Now, information we collect. We may collect the following categories of your personal information, right? So I highlighted this, and so that's a separate screenshot. Right now, information we may collect. We may collect the following categories of your personal information. So identifiers such as your name, email address, mailing address, and phone number. Okay, now again, they're building a profile and they're selling this profile to 16 other agencies. So it's not just this company that has it, it's the 16 other people that I told you about in the other video. And it was in the short. Yeah, so yeah, that 3-minute short, go watch it. It's from yesterday's short. Yep, But again, identifiers such as your name, email address, mailing address, and phone number. Online activity information such as your browsing history. So it's not just, you know, our website. We're putting trackers on your phone and we're monitoring all of this now. So such as your browsing history, reviews and comments you post on our websites, social media posts on our pages or about our products and services, and internet protocol or your IP address, right? Like, if any of you gamers know anything, you know that this is supposed to be kept secret, kept safe, right? Purchase history and account information such as account logins, records of interactions with our employees, reviews and comments you submit to us, and purchase histories, right? That's okay because, you know, right? It's like when Walmart does it and says, hey, you recently bought this, would you like to buy it again? Right? That's okay. That's not a problem. Right? There's literally nothing wrong with you doing that. Because that's just a transaction. You're supposed to keep all transactions for 7 years. Just like all recordings, you're supposed to keep for 7 years, right? So that's why I said when I was going to do it by myself, I was going to subpoena stuff. It's 10 to 20 grand. I would have had to subpoena just a couple of cameras. That it would have been easy. I subpoena the total list of names for all of your accomplices, all 16 of these different agencies. That's easy. Right? I subpoena your actual demographics that you, like your monetary value of the company, how much you make every year, how much you've made for the past 10, 20 years, like how much you've made since 2016, since you've basically been violating the rights of everyone. And I need a financial breakdown of every portion. Okay, so this much is allocated here, this much is allocated here. We make this much money from this department, this much money from this department, and we make this much from the sales and sharing of all this profiled illegal information that we state multiple times over and over and over that we get to share. See, I've already stated 3 different times that we're going to sell it and share it with our affiliates, right? Like, and that's just in the first 2 paragraphs, right? So, but again, general demographics, okay? This also includes your birth month. So again, they're racially profiling you, okay? Location information that you provide or that we collect via your device subject to your settings. So again, it doesn't matter if you provide it or not. We have trackers in your phone that we put there without your knowledge, right? You technically can turn everything off, but unless you know about it, you're not going to be able to turn it off. Does that make sense? Thank you, third party, for telling us, hey, you should be careful. Because otherwise the company's going to be like, oh, you're lying. Inferences regarding preferences or other characteristics. So again, your he, she, they, like all that stuff, right? Like any kind of demographics that you have, they're gonna take, and anything and everything that they can, they're going to record and say that it is now theirs. And audio-visual information such as CCTV. This is very important. Both, I'm going to take your likeness and your voice, record it, and it's mine. Any phone calls you make, they're mine. Any proprietary information that you're talking about, like let's say that this is my wife and I'm talking about how I'm gonna dig her guts out so good, right? Like all that is their information now, right? Like they're gonna go and make a freaking hot steamy story and they're gonna make a lot of money posting about that because, you know, like, well, yeah, right? Or let's say that this is me and my wife and we're talking about one of our several businesses that we own and we're talking about proprietary information, or hey, this hasn't been made yet, right? Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about it because this is a safe space, we think, right? No. Let's get back to this. I'm sorry, right? Like, examples. I have to give you examples. Otherwise, you're going to be like, no, no. But again, that'll be explained further. We collect such information from a variety of sources, including from you, right? So we collect information that you voluntarily provide, including information that we request to support your use of the services and information that you provide in any postings, messages, comments, or forums within the services. This is important. This proves what I just said. If you send an email to us, we will collect your email address and all of the email's contents, including attachments. Oh, actually, it's a little further down. My bad. I'm sorry. If you purchase a product or service through the services, our third-party payment processors will collect the billing and financial information they need to process your charges, which that's fine. You have to keep track of that anyways. So, but keeping track of it and then taking that information, all of that personal information, all of that financial information, building a profile and then selling it and sharing it, that is illegal. You can keep your records, you just can't share your records with anybody else. That is what's illegal. And the fact that you were so blatant to put it 20 times in a policy, right? Like, you were very proud of the fact that you were stealing from people. Right? So let's see. I'm sorry, I have to read that sentence again. If you purchase a product or service through the services, our third-party payment processors will collect the billing and financial information they need to process your charges, which may include your postal address, so your home, where you live, email address, and financial information. Again, we're not just going to save it and store it for our records. It's on the profile, and we're selling it and sharing it, right? If you've never had interactions with the police, according to this, now have your information, right? The government officials in your town, or in Idaho, Montana, Washington, and Canada, now have your information illegally. They just violated your right to privacy by sharing all that information with other people. That's why I'm so upset. We use CCTV, and this is a completely separate sentence now, okay? We use CCTV in our stores for security, crime prevention, and investigative purposes. No, they use it for other things, and I'll prove that. Please note that this privacy policy does not protect business ideas or concepts you send to us. So again, everything I just stated, we are going to steal your intellectual property. We're going to steal everything from you that we can, because we feel that we can. You do not own anything. Right? And they're gonna go and use the guise of, well, you're in public, you don't have any privacy in public. Well, you just told me in your cease and desist letter that it is a private entity. You can't privately record my phone calls, right? Like, I informed you of all the wiretapping laws that you violated, right? And you wanted to tell me that no, it's okay, it's a private setting. So because you, the new attorneys, want to say it's a private setting, you have illegally recorded us and sold it for profit. You have illegally sold and recorded all of our information, all of our private phone calls, all of our proprietary phone calls. You have dissected that and you've sold it. Or you've made products, right? Because right here, this privacy policy does not protect business ideas or concepts, right? Anything that you say in our store, it's fair game. That's ours. If you had an idea that was worth $500,000, nothing like it had ever been made ever, right? You literally have an offer from a big business, a $500,000 offer. I need X amount of units and I will put it in my stores. You have the best product on the face of the planet. And you are on the phone with your friend talking about, oh my God, you're talking with your wife, you're talking with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your uncle, right? Your best friend from freaking kindergarten, right? The guy or girl that you've been through thick and thin with, right? You just called them and you're like, guess what? Right? No, they stole it. They're going to patent it and they're going to put it on their shelves now. Good luck with that. But they think that it's okay, right? No. If you want to keep your business ideas or concepts private, please do not send them to us. Because, right? I'm adding in addition to this because we're going to steal it. That's what that means, right? Now, from your device, you ready? We may collect information about the devices you use. So computers, tablets, phones, right? To access the services, including mobile network information and information about the device's interaction with our services. Hardware, it's covered by an arrow. Hardware something model, operating system and version, IP address, and other unique device identifiers, and information about how you use our services, including your language, access types, and browser types. Because again, right, if you look white, but you're speaking in Tagalong on this, they're putting that in the profile that, oh, hey, Tagalong, right? And it's going to alter your profile. You are now more exotic to them, which means they can charge their service providers, their insurance agents, anyone who, right? Like, if it's I'm just using this as an example because these stores exist everywhere, right? Like, if you're in a black community, you're going to have lots of, like, lots of stuff specifically for the black community, right? Like, if you're in a white community, you're not going to have as many like black hair care products. You're not going to have as many ethnic foods on the shelves, right? But you're going to have some of it. It's just not going to be as prevalent, right? Now, let's use that in this scenario, okay? If you look white, and on our profile, our recordings, everything is white, 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 but now you use our site and everything that you use is Tagalong, 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 or Pacific Islander, right? Or Samoan, or, right? Because there's a lot of people who don't know what Tagalong is, right? Right? So that Hawaiian, right? That just any kind of ethnicity like that, Polynesian, right? It is now going to edit this right here, okay? If you are a specifically predominantly white store and you get someone who is of Spanish descent or of any kind of Eastern European descent, right? Like, now I can start putting in my stores candies and cookies and breads that it's like Aldi, right? Like, the further west you go, Aldi disappears, right? It basically disappears once you hit Colorado, right? If you were to ever go into an Aldi, you're going to see all of these fruits, or not, all of these foods, these boxed foods, like these delicious foods that we don't have here, like once you hit Colorado, right? So when we drove out to Ohio a couple years back, right? Like, we had some business to take care of. We drove out there. That was one of the things. My mind was blown. I was like, oh, why don't we have this here, right? Like, but again, right? These stores here do not have the European style cookies and cakes and snacks that Aldi has, right? If you get enough people here in your demographics, right, collected, now we can start offering food specifically for them, right? So if there's no Mexicans in your town and 10 Mexicans sign up, right? Like, oh, hey, guess what? Someone went through the demographics. Now we're going to start offering Mexican candies, right? The little candies with the chili on it, right? Pan de huevo, like those breads, the delicious pandanerias, right? Like those delicious cake stores that they have. Oh, man. Right? You guys don't have that. You guys don't have that. But again, if you go and you get 10, 15, 20, 100 people who sign up and say, hi, we're Mexican, or we're Spanish descent, or we're Puerto Rican, or we're any kind of Hispanic, right? Like, guess what? You're going to start marketing towards Hispanic. Does that make sense? Sorry, long rant, but again, this is the stuff that they collect and they profile from you so that way they can make money off of you, right? Like, they can't do that. Now, again, this is from your... Let me go to the next page. Let me see. Is there any more from your device? No. Oh, yes. From cookies and similar technologies. We collect certain information automatically when you access the online services. The information we collect includes login information, or log information. So basically the entire... From start to finish on our website, we're going to log the entire interaction. Which your internet browser automatically sends whenever you visit a website on the internet. Yep, that's okay. Our servers automatically record this log information, which may include your internet request, IP address, browser type, browser language, and the date and time of your request. However, you can opt out of these. This is the important part, okay? We and certain third parties deploy web cookies, both first party and third party, and similar technologies on our services such as pixel tags and beacons, collectively cookies. So first party means our website, third party means the 8 or 9 other websites we have, all those affiliates that are on those websites, we can add their cookies too, and they're going to track you as well. Okay, so that's the difference between a first party and a third party. Okay, but that may uniquely identify your browser. Cookies help us and third parties learn about how you use the services, keep track of your interests and preferences, recognize you as a return visitor to our online services, deliver content specific to your interests. So again, that proves exactly what I just told you about the cookies. The actual physical cookies and cakes and right, not the technological cookies. Sorry. Right. But again, I gotta go to the next page. Let's see. How we use and disclose your information. We and our partners and authorized service providers may use your information in several ways, including to furnish you with requested products or services, because again, that proves exactly what I just told you. To secure, maintain, and communicate regarding your transactions or accounts. Again, you're supposed to keep track of all financial records and all recordings for at least 7 years. That's by law. So you're supposed to, but you're not supposed to sell and share that with anybody. That's the big difference. You're not supposed to profit off of that. To send you communications regarding products, services, upcoming events, advertising, special offers, or promotions from us or our partners. Again, we have the right to opt out of that, and if you're going to deny us the right to even look at this, we're not going to know all that, okay? And again, you can't sell and share our information without our permission because you weren't supposed to have it in the first place. So again, all of it's illegal from the very get-go, no matter how you try and justify it. To learn about your interests and those of other consumers, because again, we're going to spy on you and those around you, and I'll explain more of that in just a second. To process your payments, to assist us and our partners in marketing and advertising our products and services and those of our business, those of other businesses. So again, it's not just us, the store, it's our marketing and advertising partners and those of other businesses, because again, we're going to share it with everybody. To administer promotions that we may offer, to learn about how you interact with and use the services, including by linking your activity across the devices you may use. So again, your phones, your tablets, your computers, everything, all your social media that you thought was safe and private and secure. No, they got cookies and trackers. They're going through all of it, right? Even if you have a private account, guess what? They're going through all of your stuff, so it don't matter. Right? That's what cookies and trackers do. That's what keyloggers do, right? They track everything. Let's see. To improve the content and functionality of our services, to customize the content of communications and advertisements you receive from us. Actually, here, let me take off the big screen. I'll use this because the other one takes more memory. To customize the content of communications and advertisements you receive from us and our partners. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay, so I only had half the page screenshot. This is the full page. Woo! Where did I leave off? Hold on. To customize content. So, right there. To report incidents regarding the health or safety of our customers or employees. So again, like, we're selling your shit to the federal government, or not even to the local police, to people who don't have the right anyways. So, as required by law, such as to comply with a subpoena or similar legal process, or to exercise or defend our legal rights. Because again, you're going to defend your rights, but you're going to deny everybody their rights. Okay? I already explained that. You screwed up royally. This is just proof. And when we believe in good faith that use or disclosure is necessary to protect our rights or the rights of you or others, investigate fraud, infringement, or misuse, protect your safety or the safety of others, or respond to a government request, right? Again, you're not allowed to have any of our information to begin with. So, very plainly and simply. I've got a video to prove anonymity saved in my phone, and I'll release that at a different time, okay? But let's get through this. This is probably going to be like an hour-long video, I'm sorry. We may disclose information in the following circumstances. Let me see. Do I have that one screenshot or did I? Ah, dang it. Nope. Oh, yes, I do. Haha. It's not zoomed in as much. With your consent, so we may share or disclose your information if you authorize us to do so. With service providers, our service providers perform a variety of services for us, such as transmitting emails, storing or analyzing data, providing or managing content, and delivering ads or marketing communications. We may share your information with such service providers on the condition that the service providers use your information only on our behalf, pursuant to our instructions and consistent with this privacy policy. Doesn't matter, you still sold our information and shared it with someone illegally for a profit. So, no, it doesn't matter. You can say that, hey, I have this illegally obtained bag of jelly beans right here. I'm telling you that you can only give one per person, right? And you're going to give it to them for free, and we're going to use it as like, oh, hey, thank you for visiting, right? This is not your bag in the first place. You stole this from me or my wife or my daughter. Like, it's not yours. Give it back. You can't give anything in the bag out to anybody. You can't give the bag full of it to anybody. Does that make sense? It's not yours. Theft is what you just did. I prove that in my other videos. But again, you pompous assholes think that you are above the law. You're not. Article 6, Supremacy Clause. Go look it up. We've discussed it already. Let's see. We may share your information with such service... Oh, no, I already read that. To comply with legal requirements and to protect you, us, and others. Notwithstanding anything to the contrary in this privacy policy, we may retain and disclose your information at our discretion if we believe in good faith that such retention and disclosure is necessary to, number 1, comply with relevant laws, or 2, respond to legal process served on us, right? Number 2, protect our rights or property, you or third parties, or number 3, ensure the security of our services, systems, and customers, and of our third parties. Okay, so again, they're gonna keep your stuff, and we're gonna sell and share it with a bunch of people, and we're gonna protect our rights and claim that we're gonna protect your rights, even though I have videos and phone calls, and all these videos are stating that, hey, your cease and desist letters tells me that you realize that I have valid claims, but you don't think that they're valid anymore. So that's okay. Shh, go away. No. Right, so the next one, for advertising and marketing, we may share personal information with trusted partners that may use the information to advertise products and services that may be of interest to you. Again, I don't care if you trust them. I don't trust them, and you just violated my right to privacy, again, by sharing it with someone that I did not authorize it to be shared with. You converted our property illegally and then felt the need to illegally sell and share this information you've illegally profiled, which is also illegal. Okay, next one. For operational purposes, we may share personal information with our professional advisors, payment processors, and other third parties that support our business operations. It doesn't give a reason why. It just says that we're going to share it, right? Are you able to do that? No. No. Are you able to sell or share financial information? I have somebody's bank account number. I have someone's routing number. I have someone's personally protected information, their driver's license number, right? All of this stuff I can use to open up loans, credit card accounts. I can use to defraud you or the person that you stole it from majorly. We're going to discuss that more later, okay? Because you incriminate yourself further, okay? So, now again, I'm sorry. I'm having to omit a lot of the names and stuff in here, so just, I apologize, okay? But next one, if the information has been aggregated, de-identified, or otherwise does not identify you personally, we may share or disclose information that has been aggregated or de-identified or otherwise does not identify you, or information that you chose to make public, such as your public user profile. So again, when you take our profile and you desensitize it, you aggregate it, you de-identify it, you are scrubbing down our information, like I said, and you are using it now for false pretenses. You are using it for online profiles. You are using it to do this and to that for training purposes. Like you are literally creating forgeries with our information. That's why I put forgery on one of the charges, and we're going to discuss that later. To our affiliated companies, we may share your information with our affiliated companies as needed to provide the services to you. So again, I didn't authorize that. I don't trust these people. Affiliated companies, it's not just one, it's many. In connection, and those companies employ, if it's a small business, it could be anywhere from 1 to 3 people. It could be up to 10 people. If it's a medium-sized business, it could be anywhere from 10 to 99 people. If it's a big business, 100 to 1,000, right? Like, does that make sense? If the let's see. This is if the information has been aggregated, de-identified. Sorry, the other page was it was only halfway. So to continue where I left off on that, I'll just start. We may share or disclose information that has been aggregated or de-identified or otherwise does not identify you, or information that you choose to make public, such as your public user profile information. That's where we left off. To the extent we de-identify any data originally based on personal information, so any of your information, we're going to scrub down, we will maintain and use such data in de-identified form and will not attempt to re-identify the data, right? So if your name is Susie, S-U-S-I-E, we're going to change it to S-U-S-Y, right? If your name is Hannah, H-A-N-N-A-H, we're going to just make it H-A-N-N-A, right? Hannah. Like Hanna-Barbera, right? Right? If your name is Jeff with two F's, you are now G-E-O-F-F instead of J-E-F-F, right? Does that make sense? It's still your phone number, your date of birth, your everything else. We're just going to change something just slightly so as it's not you. Oh, does that make sense though? But again, all this other information that's still on this profile, they could still use to open up accounts, open up loans, open up anything with this now altered information. But they're going to go and claim that, oh, we don't actually do anything with it. You sell and share it, and then you use it for other things outside of, right? Like, you can't do that. Let's see. This privacy policy does not limit our use or disclosure of de-identified information. An example, information from which your name and any other personally identifying information has been removed in any way. So again, if we forget to mention some stuff in here, we're using it in other ways. We just forgot to tell you about it. But, you know, it's okay. You can trust us. No. No, 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 no. You are making a profit off of our illegally obtained information. You are not giving us any of that profit. You are stealing from us and then stealing from us again. Now, that was that big paragraph. That was just for if the information we've taken from you has been scrubbed in any way, okay? The next part is to our affiliated companies. We may share your information with our affiliated companies as needed to provide the service to you. The next one, in connection with a business transfer. If we are involved in a merger, acquisition by another company, bankruptcy, reorganization, or sale of all or a portion of our assets, your information may be sold or transferred as part of that transaction. So again, if I can make any kind of money off of you, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with or without your permission, as they've already stated multiple times. So, this is also from their privacy policy, following immediately after, right? So, you acknowledge that the new entity may continue to process your information as set forth in this privacy policy. So, if I just made $100 million off of you and I get an offer to buy your information, right? My company gets sold, okay? Hold on, I need to respond to my wife real quick. Let me finish this. Right? My information gets sold. New company says, ha ha ha, everything we bought from this old company is now ours. We can take this. I don't know how we got it, but we can take this, and now I'm going to split it into 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, and I'm going to do whatever I want with it. Does that make sense? So it's like, I'm not just going to make profit off of you now. It's for perpetuity. They can't do that. And the sad thing is, if this company gets a lawsuit, they can create a shell company, a sister company, sell all of their assets to the sister company, and like I said, if we have to go into bankruptcy, all of your stuff that was sold to our sister company is now theirs, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can't. No, not with ours. No. In the past 12 months, we have disclosed each of the categories of personal information listed above under information we collect for our business purposes. Below, so everything that they've told you about just now, they right here in this paragraph, I'm gonna read that again. In the past 12 months, we have disclosed each of the categories of personal information listed above. So everything we just talked about, it's under their information we collect, right? All of that. They disclose it for business purposes. Below, please find information about our disclosure of personal information for our business purposes. So, identifiers, online activity information, and transaction information is disclosed to service providers, product manufacturers, extended warranty providers, joint marketing partners, financial service companies, advisors, consultants, law enforcement, public authorities, government authorities, and others, affiliates, subsidiaries, advertising partners, marketing companies, and successors to all or part of the business. So again, that's a lot of people who they sell your information to, and they feel that you don't have any right to it. We may disclose information to select third parties for their and our advertising and marketing efforts. We may be compensated for this information. Oh, I need to go to the next set of pictures. 1 second. So after that, we've got retention. We may retain the personal information we collect for as long as reasonably necessary to fulfill the purposes described above or when the information was collected, unless a shorter retention period is required by law. So again, I have informed you way back when it first happened, you could not legally possess or own any of our information. For you to delete it at that time, I told you, your cashier, the supervisors I spoke with, the HR people, right? I said that in the voicemail for the attorney that I spoke with, right? Like, the next interaction was with HR, and then outside of that was with the attorney, right? And then the next interaction, after speaking with the city police and city attorneys who said to go back, right? We had our rights violated by the lady manager and all the people involved in that interaction. It's not just one. There were multiple people who came out from behind that building and tried to figure out why I was asking for the public privacy policy and photography policy, right? Multiple people came out and tried to bully me. One of them was doing the talking, but a show of force was made by your company. Right? Fourth interaction, again, this is after we had already spoken with police about the previous third, second, and first interaction, right? They said, hey, go back. Like, I had literally filed a complaint against the two previous officers, and I at this time, I had spoken with a captain with the Lewiston Police Department, right? The only one I have not spoken to at this point is the chief of police. But again, I was told to go back. So guess what? I went back. And guess what happened? Your male supervisor violated our rights. He broke federal and state law. He broke his own privacy policy. I love that I actually have that in the next 2 pages, actually. So I'm going to get through retention real quick. I'm going to read those 10 privacy policy choices for you. So, we may retain personal information after our relationship ends with you. Okay, because again, we feel that we can keep it. Doesn't matter. The length of retention may vary depending upon factors such as record keeping or legal compliance requirements, the need to solve inquiries or complaints, operating, expanding, and improving our business, because again, we sell and share your information without your knowledge. They need to exercise or defend legal claims, because you illegally sent me the cease and desist letter and you violated multiple rights and broke multiple laws, which is what I'm talking about now. And then protecting the rights of or safety of you, us, or others, which is a bold-faced lie. You are denying my rights, my wife's rights, my child's rights, and any rights of any Idahoan, Montana, anyone that lives in Montana, Washington, and Canada. Yep, nope. Liars. Our security measures. We want your information to remain secure, so we use safeguards to protect against the loss, misuse, and alteration of any of your information under our control. They literally go and say that we're going to scrub your information. That is literally the misuse and alteration of any of our information under your control. You ignorant. Ooh, you are so stupid. Again, you don't understand the law and you contradict yourself just like you did in the cease and desist letter over and over and over. Oh. However, you should be aware that there is always some risk that an unauthorized third party could intercept an internet transmission, or that someone will find a way to thwart our security systems, which is why I told you to delete the document. You may not have it. I gave you 4 specific examples of give it back, or this, give it back, you're not doing it to them over there, give it back, you're breaking this law, give it back, right? Like, does that make sense? Worked in the bank, worked with fraud prevention on a daily basis, signed off on all kinds of fraud and identity theft and conversion trainings. I know exactly what I'm talking about. You literally admit to your guilt over and over and over. You contradict yourself over and over and over. Your privacy choices, right? Here we go. This is the short that I read to you guys here the other day. You may have certain rights regarding our processing of your personal information under applicable local law, depending on the jurisdiction in which you live. These may include rights to request your information about our processing of your information, right? So again, you denied me that right when you refused to even talk to me about this, when you refused to show me and pull up the privacy policy so that way we could discuss things in store like grown-ups, right? You threw a tantrum in store every single time I asked you for help, and you threw a tantrum because you didn't like what I was doing. You didn't like me personally. You were discriminating against me every single time you deny me service because it's legally what you were supposed to do. Page 1, like I said, says, please read this carefully. This is your policy. I try to let you know this day 1, day 3, because it happened 2 days apart, right? So it's technically day 2. And then months later, after speaking with attorneys and police, and after giving you guys time to cool down, hey, maybe they'll understand the error of their ways. They've had enough time to look up all the relevant laws, right? Like, no. You guys are going to double down and have an actual lady manager verbally trespass me, which is illegal because I was conducting several protected rights, federally protected rights, not just, oh, I think they're protected. No, they were federally protected rights, universally protected rights. And then again, when I tried to take care of it after speaking with police again, you had a male supervisor, manager, come out and violate my rights again, thinking it was funny the entire time. All of that's recorded, though. Thank God. Because then you guys would be like, no, never happened. But don't worry. I'll show you that stuff when I talk about our data privacy rights and our the wiretapping laws. So don't worry. That'll be a future video. But again, let's go back to the 10 bubbles. Listed very specifically. Number 1, request information about our processing of your information. Number 2, request a copy of your personal information. So again, you won't even give me the original. You need to give me a copy so that way I can take this to the police and my attorney. I told you that very specifically. You denied me that, and then I put my hand down and I took my phone out. I took a picture of it, and that's the document that I'm showing you. That's the only proof that I have, right, of it actually happening on that day 1, because you guys won't help me with your guys' videos. The officers won't take a look at any of the other evidence, and even when we showed them this, they had the audacity to say, did you write that out? Like, no, you ignorant fool. It literally says the company name on it. It has their copyright. How did we, who just got here, literally like a couple months ago, how do we travel back in time 9 years and rewrite this policy, huh? How, genius? Don't worry. You'll get that video as well, too. That was in a public lobby, and we have the First Amendment right to record our public officials because they may or may not be doing something illegal. So, well, I'll discuss that in a later video as well. Number 3, bubble number 3, rectify, correct, or update the information we hold about you. Because again, if we don't want you to have it, you don't have to have it. Or if there's a, let's say you get married and we have to update a name, we have the legal right to speak to you and to update stuff. You denied us the rights though. The 4th bubble, request deletion of your information. Because again, you legally cannot own our information. You legally cannot sell and share our information, which I'm going to discuss in this other bubble. 5, opt out of sales of personal information or sharing of personal information for cross-context behavioral advertising purposes, as these terms are defined under applicable law. That means that there are applicable laws to stop you from doing this. And you still did it. 6, opt out of certain profiling activities because it's illegal. It is illegal. It is a hate crime. And then for you to sell that to the police, hate crime. Restrict or limit our use of your information. Again, if I don't want you to have something that is mine, you give it back. You do not ever have my permission to have or own or sell or share it. You immediately do what I say or face the consequences, which is what's happening now. I may sound angry. I'm excited because these people do not understand how to read basic words, right? Like, this is in their writing and they can't be bothered. So because they can't be bothered to read their own writing, stuff that when you get hired on, you have to read through this and you have to sign for it. So all I have to do is just get that original you were hired on date, and that's them saying that I agree to everything in this. You violated all of these, you go to jail. You get charged for each individual bubble. That is a separate rights violation. That is a separate $70,000 charge. And because I told you yesterday in the video, because of Colorado fraud, we get treble damages. So that $70,000 turns into $210,000 per charge. Per charge. And I get to charge you $250,000 punitive damages in Idaho because that's where the crimes were committed. I love the law. I love the law. Oh, I love the law. Know your rights, people, because if you don't know your rights, other people will take advantage of you. Let's see. The next bubble. Ask that we transfer the personal information you gave us to another organization or to you in certain circumstances referred to as data portability. So when I tell you to send it to me or to my attorney and you no longer are allowed to delete anything because that would be a destruction of evidence, because you have now forced us to go into extended, right? Like, I sent that to you in a letter before. I sent that to you on the 1st, right? I read that to you the other day, literally in yesterday's video, right? I sent that to you on the 1st of this month. You, 22 days later, sent me a letter violating my rights and disregarding my original letter that I sent to you. So again, you violated all of those things. I have still given you till October 1st, right? I've still been very, very nice. Okay, so you have basically 1 or 2 more days to basically write the checks and send them out, right? But my attorney's watching now, so if you don't, that's fine. Okay, because I don't mind. I'm going to continue to make these videos, and I'm going to continue to prove your guilt, because this is just another felony after felony after felony, just with this right here, that you have committed. Okay? So, where the next bubble, where you have provided consent, you may withdraw such consent to our processing of your personal information at any time. That means that I just gave this to you, right? This is my daughter. She wrote me a I love you, right? I keep it, I love you, my baby. Her beautiful little card she made for me, right? I love you, Daddy. I'm gonna be gone. I miss you. I love my baby. I miss him so fucking much. Oh, it's your fault I'm not with them right now. Well, it's technically you and DoorDash technically kind of screwed me over at the same time, which is unfortunate. But I'm not letting it get me down. I'm gonna be with my family again soon. But again, we may withdraw consent at any time. So again, if I just gave this to you and you were supposed to visually verify, that means look at it only, and now I see you writing the stuff down, and I say give it back now and delete that stuff that you've written down. You have to do that. I have just withdrawn my consent to your processing of our personal information. You have to stop, because you did not stop. That's a completely different set of crimes that you've committed. See, do you not understand why the list of crimes is so long? Sorry, not you people watching, because there's some people who don't know the law, but you attorneys out there very specifically who said nothing happened, like it happened. I have video. I'm about to release all said video so you guys can understand, and so everyone else can understand. I'm just going to take out, like I said, all the company names and logos, and right, I'm taking all that out right now. That's why it's so long. I apologize. Right? But the last one, number 10, bubble 10, not be unlawfully discriminated against for exercising our rights. You violated that every single day. Every single person we spoke with violated that, so every single person gets a separate charge, right? That's why I stated to you, double jeopardy does not apply in this situation, because we have multiple people committing the same crime or different crimes on the same day. Those count. Those add up. And each of those is a different human rights violation and a separate crime committed. I'll explain all of that later because that's going to be discussed in great detail in our conspiracy against rights. And so it's US 242 and 241. 18 U.S. Code subsection 242 and subsection 241. Deprivation of rights under color of law and I literally just said it. Anyways, those are the two that you're going to go look up. And those are the two that I'm going to make a video about here in the future. So, okay. Let me see, is there anything else? Let me scroll down. These rights may be limited or denied in some circumstances. For example, we may retain, let's see, what does that say? Your personal information where required or permitted by applicable law. So again, no, you may not, right? You didn't have permission to have it in the first place. You illegally took it. Like I said, I can prove a video showing we had anonymity the entire time. So you forced us to involuntarily surrender that information and to have it written down. You can't do that. So next paragraph, we do not use or disclose your sensitive personal information for purposes other than permitted under applicable law. So no, again, I just proved that it says we may withdraw consent at any time, and you refused us that. So that means that under applicable law, you just violated our universal human rights, our federally protected rights, our state rights in both Idaho and Colorado, and I've already proven that in my other videos covering identity theft, aggravated identity theft, and most recently conversion. So, and I also touched up on it in the 18 U.S. Code 245, Section B, Section 2, which is a list of our protected rights, because that's something that they want to argue over and over, which they can argue it all they want. They're wrong. So, we do not have actual knowledge that we sell or share personal information of consumers under 16 years of age. However, they stated CCTV recordings. We take everything. Nope. So, we will not discriminate against you for exercising any of your privacy rights. That's a lie. I have the cease and desist letter, which very specifically is a whole bunch of violations against me, specifically stating I tried to tell you guys no in the first place, and you have now kept it for 6 months, and no, you can't do that. To exercise your rights under applicable local law, or if you are an authorized agent submitting a request on behalf of an individual under applicable local law. So again, I can submit something under for authorized by myself for myself, right? My wife asked me to send something for her, so that's why I sent them the original letter of intent to sue, telling them that they violated our rights as a whole. I didn't even include my daughter who was with us at the time, but again, if you want to be facetious and you want to further deny us our rights, I will write up another one, or I'll have my attorney write it up that includes my daughter, okay? Because again, she was there every single time that it happened. So you violated her rights just like you violated our rights. Thank you very much. Our daughter is under 16 years of age, just so you know. So again, this again is a lie. But again, we may contact us at this phone number or using the contact details provided in the Contact Us section below. To process certain rights requests, we may be able to verify your identity to a reasonable degree of certainty. You or your authorized agent may be asked to provide information such as your email address, name, date, hold on. Come on. I had to go to the next screenshot and I lost where it was. Where'd it go? Did I not? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's on the next page. Sorry. To process certain rights requests. Let's see. Where did I leave off of? Oh, here we go. So you or your authorized agent may be asked to provide information such as your email address, name, date of submission, and content of submission so that we can verify your identity. Authorized agents may also be required to provide a copy of the consumer's signed permission authorizing the agent to submit requests on your behalf. You may also contact us using these methods to appeal any decision we make relating to your request to exercise your rights. So again, I'm not giving you an additional signature that's more PPI that you're just going to profile, because again, I'm going to explain this in a further thing with our voice, which you have on audio recording, with our signature, with our, right, like if we were to go and say certain things like yes, no, mate, right, like you can use these to go and call up someone and, hi, would you like to subscribe for services? Yes, it's a recording that they use, right? Like, I'm not saying that they're doing this, but I'm saying is that they have already admitted to the fact that they scrub our information and they use it for purposes other than what they've already told us about. So this is just an extreme example because I have a TikTok my wife sent me literally the same day that this happened because I was like, oh, hell no. In the TikTok video, another person is doing something exactly like this, but they're using AI to forge documents from another person, right? A lady is literally like, look, I'm literally trying to reach out to the person out there. It's this person's name, right? Please let her know. There's a guy just came into my shop and he's doing this, right? He's using all of your personal information and he's using AI. He's got recordings somehow, but he's using AI to fill out blah, 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 blah. He's getting loans and applications for this and applications, right? Like, this is an actual TikTok video that someone else in the world sent to the public because it is something that we need to know, something we need to be aware of. There are thousands of videos like that all over. You can go search YouTube and TikTok, just search people using AI to cause theft or fraud or right anything like that, okay? And you will get a list of videos, okay? I'm not perjuring anything when I say anything. That is literally out there. And to anyone watching, if you want the video, I will find it. Just give me a while because me and my wife send stuff all the time, so I gotta find it, which sucks. But again, back to this. You may also contact us using these methods to appeal any decision we make relating to your request to exercise your rights. To exercise your rights to opt out of sales, sharing, or use for targeting advertising, click here. You have the choice to opt out of receiving marketing emails from us. You may opt out by emailing us at this website or by following the directions in these communications to unsubscribe. Please note that it may take a few days, but no longer than 10 business days. So that's 14 days to update our systems. And during, oh shoot, did I not have that? Oh, I didn't screenshot any. Oh no, that's what the previous page was. And during this period, you may still receive our marketing communications. However, if you choose to opt out of future communications, we reserve the right to contact you regarding your account status, technical support, changes to account terms, and any other matter that might affect our services. Now, they also have a paragraph, links to third-party services and contents, advertisements. For your convenience, we may feature links to third-party websites, mobile applications, promotions, loyalty programs, products, services, or other content that we believe you might find useful and informative. In addition, our online services may contain third-party advertisements. Please be aware that we do not endorse or recommend the content, products, or services of any third parties, and we are not responsible for the privacy practices or content of any of the foregoing. Even though they state that we're going to put these 8 other websites, cookies, and trackers and all this stuff on your phone and your computer and your tablet without you knowing and without your permission, right? We're now going to try and cover our butts and say, please be aware that we do not endorse or recommend the content, products, or services of any third parties, and we are not responsible for the privacy practices or content of any of the foregoing. Right? So again, if one of their privacy practices says that we are going to steal all of your information and then sell it to war criminal, right, and his party, his political party, right, then the privacy policy states that all funds go straight to that, right? No one knows about that because they're hiding the privacy policies from you. But again, this is just an extreme example. Does that make sense? Okay. We encourage you to be aware and read all applicable privacy policies and other terms of use before accessing or using any of the foregoing. So again, right here it states you are supposed to read these, and I have videos showing that you denied me and my wife and my child those rights on multiple occasions. Again, when you people do not know the law, you should not be acting in a customer service setting because you are going to violate the rights of people over and over and over. When you can't be bothered to read through your own policy that you signed off on, you lazy ass, you have just broken the law and you are going to go to jail or prison and pay civil fines, which means the money goes to us, and you're going to pay criminal fines, which goes to the state or state agencies or whoever gets the money. I don't know where it goes to specifically. Special notice regarding children under 13, which would apply to our daughter. We recognize the sensitivity of information concerning children under the age of 13 and therefore provide the special notice. We are committed to complying with all applicable laws and regulations regarding children, including the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, or COPPA. Our services are not directed to children under the age of 13, and we will not knowingly collect, maintain, or disclose any information from a child under 13 except in limited circumstances allowed by COPPA and other applicable laws. So again, they're going to try and cover themselves with knowingly. Oh, we didn't mean to do that. There's terms in law. There's if you actually meant to do it. There's intentional, and then there's unintentional. Right? Like there's what is the term specifically? I'm tired right now. Again, I got woken up after 3 hours of sleep. I was woken up at 6 this morning, taking care of BS. Right? But again, if you are under the age of 13, you may use our online services only with the consent and under the supervision of a parent or guardian. But again, no one's going to know that because you're hiding your policies. If you are a parent or guardian who has discovered that your child under the age of 13 has submitted his or her information without your consent, you may request that we discontinue use of such information. I did. I put that. That was one of the last things that I put on the letter of intent, the pretrial letter of intent to sue, and you guys denied that, right? That was the last page where I said you may not have, you must, right? Like, no, you denied that. I gave you two options. One was pay the check or pay the check by right? And include all these other things by October 1st. No, you're going to deny us our rights, though, so that's okay. That's fine. I don't mind that. You're going to pay for it. I mind it, and because I mind it, I'm aggrieved. You are going to pay for it. All right, but to request such discontinuation and the... Oh, wait, hold on. To request a discontinuation and the removal of your child's information, please send an email to blah blah blah. We encourage parents and guardians to spend time online with their children to become familiar with our services and the internet generally. Please note that our online services may contain links to third-party content providers that collect information from children under the age of 13. So again, you are knowingly promoting the use and sale of information of children under the age of 13 because you allow them to put the stuff on your... Does that make sense? You allow it. You said that way up in page 1, right? You disgust me. Other information, do not track. We will not disable tracking technology that may be active on the services in response to any do not track signals or requests or other similar mechanisms. So again, we're going to track you. Doesn't matter if you want us to or not. Even if you opt out, we're still going to track you. It said specifically that we have the right to opt out. I read that already, and it says right here in bold, do not track. And then unbold, we will not disable tracking technology that may be active on the services in response to any do not track signals or requests of other similar mechanisms. Next paragraph, in bold, user accounts and user reviews. Now this one states, we urge you to take steps to keep your user account login credentials and other account information safe by memorizing your password and by keeping it in a safe place and logging out of your account and closing your internet browser before leaving your computer. Because if you don't, we're going to track you and everything that's on your computer. It doesn't say that in here, but I'm paraphrasing what this means. Because based off of everything else they've said, that's exactly what they're going to do. All right? User reviews you provide will be available to the general public over the internet. Please do not provide user reviews you do not want disclosed to the general public and used without limitation. Consent to processing in the United States and elsewhere. Our services are owned and operated by blah 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 in the United States, but the information you provide may be accessible to our affiliates and contractors in other countries. Do you see why I state in my extreme examples that you could be selling this to war criminals, right? There are actual lists where, let's see, list of countries that we are not allowed to do business with in the U.S. Right? There's like 23 different companies when I worked at Comcast that we had to be aware of. If we noticed that it came out of any of these countries right here, we could not take a call. We had to literally give a specific type of structure for the call, and then I would have to send it to somebody else in either the fraud or some kind of security department. And then they would basically inform the people that based off of these laws, blah, 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 blah. And then they would mark that phone number and, right? Does that make sense? But again, you're not allowed to do business with certain countries, and just because you think that in your privacy policy you can get around that, right? Like, no, right? But so those are affiliates and contractors in other companies, and again, there are many that you listed. Furthermore, if you, oh dang it, where did that page go? Where is it at? Furthermore, if you are using our services from a country other than the United States, your communication with us will necessarily result in the transfer of information across international boundaries. The level of legal protection for personal information is not equivalent in all countries. So again, you know this, and you're still sending our information to people in other countries because you know that scams happen all the time overseas. You are illegally selling our information to countries that defraud and scam and hurt, cause harm, financial harm, economical harm, physical, emotional, mental stress kind of harm on the American citizens. So again, when I tell you that you are basically engaged in terrorism, that's exactly the list of 30 crimes that I have, right? Like I have on a document that I sent to the police, out of the 30 different crimes, these are all considered acts of terrorism, yes or no, and I explain why. I'll talk to you guys about that in a different page, but again, that's just one of the many different things that I have listed on here. The company might go and disagree with that, but you state very clearly right here that you sell and share our information with people overseas. So again, until we go to court and subpoena that information and you provide a full list of all the people, we're going to go with what the policy states. Okay, because words don't lie. This was taken, let's see, when was this? Oh, I have to look at it on this phone. I can't do that right now. It was taken either April 1st or up to the next 2 days, because I had to have all this information in front of me before I spoke with their attorney, and I spoke with him on April 3rd. So this was basically pulled within 48 hours of April 1st. Pulled specifically from your privacy policy, specifically from your website. Right? But again, you know the level of legal protection for personal information is not equivalent in all countries, but you do state you will take the security measures described in this privacy policy in an effort to keep your information secure. You're really not, because once you sell it or share it, it's gone. There's nothing that you can do to get it back or to stop, right? Because you can't dictate what other people do with their privacy policies, terms of use. You just tried to tell us that just now. But you'll allow other people to go and collect information about our children, right? Which is illegal and it's predatory in practice. But, you know, that's okay. We're just going to give them the information that they want anyways. But, you know what? It's okay. You disgust me. Alright? By using any of our services, you consent to the collection, storage, and processing of your information in the United States, Canada, and in any country to which we may transfer your information in the course of our business operations. Privacy protections in those countries may not be the same as in your home jurisdiction. So again, you just broke federal law and you broke a whole bunch of international laws. So I've informed you of this already, but you guys think that there's no actual merit. So it's okay. Your privacy policy states otherwise. Changes to this privacy policy. We will collect and use your information only in the manner described in the version of this privacy policy that is in effect when such information is collected. However, so again, you stated very specifically that in the cease and desist letter that, yeah, we know that we fucked up and we had to make a whole bunch of changes, but it's okay. No, you, right here, way back when, you had this in policy, just like that blue paper of yours shows in 2016 till now, you've been doing the same exact thing to millions of other people, because it's not just here in Idaho. There's multiple stores here in Idaho. There's multiple stores in Washington. There's multiple stores in Montana. There's multiple stores in Canada. Right? So millions of people over the last it's actually, no, it's actually 10 years now. Oh, yup, 10 years. September is the timestamp on that. Oh, yup, so yeah. You guys are jerks. So, however, we may revise this privacy policy periodically by updating this posting, though we reserve the right to separately... oh, shoot, hold on. 1 sec. No. 1 sec, baby, hold on. However, we may revise this periodic... though we reserve the right to separately contact you regarding material changes to this privacy policy. So again, when you state that you made changes based off of our interaction, and even though you know they were illegal, nothing happened, wink wink, right? There's no merit to your claims, wink wink, right? No. After you said that, you stated, when this privacy policy is revised, we will also revise the effective date set forth at the bottom of this page. So, set forth at the bottom of this page, your use of any services after any such update or contact constitutes acceptance of the revised privacy policy. If you would like to and this is now contact information. If you would like to contact us regarding this privacy policy, please see our contact information at blah blah blah. This was effective as of July 28th, 2023. So all the illegal practices that they did to us while we were in their store, April 1st, 2025, when we had all this happen to us, April 3rd, when I was talking with their HR and then their attorney, and then in June, and then in here recently, I forget the actual dates. They're all written down, right? It's like the end of May and the beginning of June, right? Those are the 4 incident dates, right? All of this was effective. So you broke the law. You tried to cover your butt poorly, but you broke the law. So again, that's why I charged you all those crimes. I have to contact my wife. I need to make sure that no emergency has taken place. It's 11:11, so I'm going to go call her now. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day. You attorneys, you messed up and you're going to pay for this. The person who specifically sent me the cease and desist letter, I will report you to Idaho and Washington for your crimes as well. And I will also send you a specific fee schedule in relation to all of this. So I'll do that when I'm done with everything, because I got to tally everything up. But yeah, you have a good rest of your day.